Hi friends, welcome back or welcome if you are new. My name is Mali and today we are going to be attempting to read my entire June TBR in about 48 hours. So about a month ago, my TBR jar picked out 8 books for me to read, and out of those 8, I've read 0. I have no excuses. I am very ashamed, but we are here to set things right. To give you guys a little refresher on my June TBR, we have Old Enough by Haley Jacobson. I am currently reading this. I do have a bookmark in this. I am 164 pages into this. I think I can definitely finish this today. Other books on my June TBR on the calculation of volume part 2, Ice, Family Lexicon, 3 Summers, Nobody's Ever Missing, Our Wives Under the Sea, and lastly, The House on Via Gemito. Really wanted to read this month, but I don't think that's happening. I remember the last time I did a 48-hour readathon, it went really well. I think I do a lot better with a 48-hour period than a 24 one. 24 hours just feel like such little time, so we're doing 48 hours because I do like to sleep. I do not like to stay up late. To start off the readathon, like I said, we're going to be reading Old Enough, and I want to read this at a cafe. It is almost noon, it's really hot, and I really want to have an iced coffee and read under AC. I'll let you guys know whenever I'm done with this. I'm really excited for this video actually because the only thing I want to do this weekend is read. Well, it's not weekend, it's Thursday, but it's my weekend because I'm off today and tomorrow. I am gonna start the clock when I'm at the cafe reading because I gotta drive there. So take me a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes to get there. Let's read for the next 48 hours. Old Enough is about this young girl named Savannah, or Sav for short. She is a young college student. I think she's freshman. I'm not 100% sure. It is in college that she finds herself. Well, she's trying to find herself, but it is in college that she's out and she's becoming integrated into the queer community of her college and getting queer friends and getting into queer relationships. Coming to college, she left behind her childhood best friend, Issy. But Issy is coming back into her life because she is getting married. And Issy and her wedding bring back a lot of memories that Sav hasn't thought about in years. Basically, this is a book about sexual assault, so if you guys have any trigger warnings about that, please be careful coming into this. It's contemporary fiction, so it does have a light-hearted tone. However, it's really hard-hitting with the sexual assault, and it's such an important message, an important conversation, because it talks about how Savannah hasn't really admitted it to herself until coming to therapy and being a little bit more removed from that experience some years down the road. Issy's wedding is flinging her back into that time of her life, those feelings, because Issy's brother, her sexual abuser, will be there. This is really funny, really heartwarming, and very tender. It's talking about the sexual assault in a very, I just used the word, but tender way. Like, it's not very graphic in that aspect. It's talking more about how Savannah feels about her sexual assault and how she internalized that experience and that event in her life, and how she is talking to herself about it and how she comes to terms about it because, you know, she's gonna see Issy's brother during the wedding. And I hope she doesn't go into the wedding, to be quite honest with you. I'm glad that I finally get into this. I'm having such a fun time. I'm really liking Savannah's character. Honestly, her college experience reminds me a little bit of my own, a little less fun, but it was in college where I started figuring myself out and figuring out my sexuality as well and started identifying as bisexual. So I'm liking that bisexual rap in this book. Like I said, I'm just 60 pages shy of finishing this, so I'm definitely gonna finish it tonight. I, however, said yes to covering a shift at work. I'm gonna be spending the next 5 hours at work. I'll see if I can get out early because I'm not supposed to be there. I don't think I've ever filmed a readathon video with me not doing something, like going out with friends or doing something else that stopped me from reading. I hate it. I hate it. I am gonna be bringing my book and I'm gonna bring my headphones with me. I'm a server. I won't be able to read as much if it's busy, but if it's downtime, I can read the book. Or if I have a side job at the end of the night that I can have my headphones in, I'll put the audiobook on. So yeah, I'll see you guys later after work. I hate that I need money, but yeah, I'll see you guys. Hi friends, we are back from work. It was an okay shift. I got home really early, so I'm really happy about that. Made a little extra on the side, also happy about that. I also did finish Old Enough by Haley Jacobson at work, and I like this. I really like the ending. It was so nice and tender and joyful and hopeful. I guess like if you're looking for a book that highlights queer joy, I think this is the book. I really like Savannah as a character. I had some fault though with some of the characterization because I thought that besides the main character Savannah and Izzy, the side characters didn't have that much depth as the main characters did. They kind of felt like caricatures at some point, or like the funny sidekick, you know what I mean? But they were still really fun. Like the scenes with Savannah and her friends, I really enjoyed those scenes. There were so many scenes and conversations that were so funny to me, and so I would just literally just laugh out loud, which I haven't done in a while. The writing as well was a little bit juvenile for me, but I can't fault this. This is young adult, I think it is. Yeah, the writing really felt like it at some point. Like it felt a little bit juvenile, cringe, but it's fine. I had a really fun time with this book. I also do love a book that makes me feel like a fast reader. Like the tone, the writing style is so quick and easy to read. There's a lot of dialogue on the page too. And then at work, I also picked up Family Lexicon by Natalia Ginsburg. This was the only book that was available to me to read on Libby because I was so stupid and I didn't bring my Kindle. So I was reading this on my phone. I hate reading on my phone, but that just goes to show how committed I am to this 48-hour readathon. I'm only a couple pages in, so I can't tell you guys too much. However, this is a story about Natalia Ginsburg's family, like her real life family. There is an author note and she mentions how she didn't even change her family's names. It's all true and it's all according to her memory. So I really like that auto fiction because she does want us, the reader, to still read this as a novel. I love auto fiction. I'm very intrigued. I love a book about family dynamic. I'm very hopeful for this. So I'm gonna sit down and read a little more. I really want to try to stay up as late as possible today. I'm not very tired. I'm a little bit hyper. So I hope it continues because usually if I sit down and read at night, I will fall asleep. You guys know this. You guys know I can't stay up. But hopefully tonight is the night. And yeah, we're gonna dive into Family Lexicon. I'm so excited to finally be reading Natalia Ginsburg, by the way. I've been wanting to read from this author forever. So I'm really happy that I am finally doing so. Good morning. I did really good progress on Family Lexicon. Last night I read 70 pages. I stayed up until 1 a.m. reading. I went to the couch. I think going to the couch instead of my bed really helped during the last stretch. I wanted to see if I could reach page 100, but I was too sleepy. I could not do it. Also, the text in this, hold on. So the text is like really small. So it takes me a little while to go through the page, but I am really enjoying this. I'm really loving the auto fiction style, the family dynamics. We're focusing a lot on the dynamics around the family and her father, especially. He's a very volatile man. He yells and he screams and he's kind of violent. It's not like abusive, like he doesn't hit them out of nowhere, but he is volatile. His moods change every now and then. It's set in Italy during the socialist party, so that kind of details kind of get lost on me. So I'm really enjoying the writing style. I'm hoping to finish this today. I have around 150 pages, so I'm gonna sit on my couch and read for the next hour or so. have updates on Family Lexicon by Natalia Ginsburg. I finished this a little bit ago. I read the majority of this while I was cooking because I put on an audiobook, and that really helped me because I didn't like this the way I thought I would like it. But I also didn't hate it, but I just feel very like meh about it. Like, okay, it's my first Ginsburg. Okay, I'll give her another try in the future. I'm glad that I finally read her, especially this book, because I've been so excited for it for the past like couple of weeks, months. But what I was liking from it at the beginning was not the same towards the end. And I mean that because at the very beginning, we got to know Natalia Ginsburg's family, but more specifically, her mother and her father. Her mother and her father are such prominent characters for me. They're the ones with the most personality in the book. I felt like Natalia Ginsburg really put a lot of love in making us know them, and a lot of her memories center around her father and her mother. She has lots of other siblings and cousins and aunts and nephews, and I swear to God, every other page we were introduced to another character. Around page 100, 150, I was already over it. Like, I swear to God, I will look at a page and I will see at least like 5 different characters mentioned in one page, and I wouldn't know who the fuck we're talking about. Like, besides father, mother, and her sister Paola and Mario, her brother, she had another brother, which I don't remember his name at all right now. Besides those 4 characters, I don't remember anybody else. Because like I said, not only were you introduced to her core family members, but you were also introduced to aunts, cousins, grandparents, great-grandparents, both from maternal and paternal side. You were introduced to friends of her siblings, then friends of those friends, political people, friends of the family, friends of the mother, friends of the father, her father's colleagues. Literally everybody in Italy was fucking mentioned in this book, and at some point I just gave up trying to know who was who. Like, I just gave up. It's just a mess of characters in my head at some point, and I did not really like that. I appreciated the scope of this book, her feat of this book of setting down these life events into these couple of pages that we just read. However, I found myself detached from the characters and from the story as the time went on. Every time I got lost, I didn't even bother to go back. I'm like, whatever. I'm not even gonna know who this person is because they were mentioned like 200 pages ago and I don't remember who they are out of like 200 other characters, you know? It was a little frustrating at that point. I am glad that I read this, but I didn't really care for it. I do think it was impressive work. I like that snapshot that we got of Italy before, during World War II, and after World War II. I thought was very, very interesting. I didn't get all of it. I don't know much about fascism or socialism or anything like that, or Mussolini, I think his name was, but it was interesting. I wish this had like a family tree or like a character guide, sort of like what Elena Ferrante's Neapolitan Quartet has, because that also has a lot of characters. I am not going to be picking up Our Wives in the Sea by Julian Armfield. I put this book on my June TBR, even though I had already read this, just because I just really felt like reading this. Freaking love this book. I haven't read this book in about 2, maybe 3 years. It's so yellowed. Like, the pages are disgusting. Like, I don't even want to touch the pages. Yellow spots everywhere. Like, so if someone tells me that's actually mold, because I don't know. I don't know if that's mold. I am gonna get over my ick of the yellow spotting because I really do want to reread this. Love Julia Armfield's writing. I love her concepts. I love her books. I love her stories. Like, she is a 5 out of 5 author for me. Definitely one of my favorite authors of all time. She is just so good. So I'm very, very excited to finally get back into this world. So it is well past 2 o'clock right now. Readathon is officially over. This was super fun. I didn't read as much as I wanted to of Our Wives in the Sea, but I did get 111 pages in. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm really loving this. Obviously, I really loved this before, right? I did mention that this is a reread for me. But I'm just really loving the tension, the aching, the longing, the slow grief. Really, really liking what Julia Armfield set up with her debut here. Yesterday, I logged into Instagram, right, to post a picture of me reading this book. One of the first things I saw was that Julia Armfield is coming out with a new novel in 2027. Unfair that I have to wait over 2 years for that, but also I can't imagine where I'm gonna be in my life in 2027. I'm super excited for that. It doesn't have to do anything with water, which confuses me. I think the protagonists are up in a mountain. I will read anything Julia Armfield writes. At least I know I have something to look forward to in 2027. Can't wait for that, and I'm loving my reread of Our Wives in the Sea. It's so good. I never did tell you guys what this book's about, right? I just assumed that everyone knows what this book's about because it's been out for a while. But basically, it's about these two women. They're a couple. One of them is a deep sea diver or like a marine biologist. Point being is that Leah, Miri's wife, went into a submarine for a routine exploration dive, and then she got lost. There was a malfunction with her submarine. She wasn't heard of for about 6 months. When she came back, however, she's all wrong. I'm really liking reading from Miri's perspective because it's dealing with Leah's changes. She seems to be more sea creature than human now that she's back. Like, she drinks salt water and she spends a lot of time in the bath. Her skin looks weird, translucent. I'm also really liking Leah's perspective because we get the chapters during the submarine and what went down. Her chapters are so filled of intrigue and kind of like a palpable tension in Leah's chapters. Yeah, that's Our Wives in the Sea. And like I mentioned, our readathon is now over, so I'll be giving you guys a quick recap. In this video, I finished Family Lexicon by Natalia Ginzburg. It was my first Natalia Ginzburg. Really happy to have read this, yet it wasn't my favorite. I will be giving this author another chance though, because I know that she has a lot more titles to explore. And then I also read Old Enough by Haley Jacobson, which I also really liked. It was very lighthearted, tender. Those were the books that I read in this video. I still have a lot of books that I didn't get to. For example, I still have to read these books. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.